All right. Welcome back to Kingdom Hearts Dawn of Fractured Memory. Last we left off our players, they had just gotten done over at Edna's place and were about to head back when all of a sudden havoc started to reach the cities of Metroville. Apparently, not only had the Heartless returned to the streets, but also a bunch of robots of some sort. Helen decided to let you guys out of the car to take care of the Heartless, while she decided to suit up and make sure that all civilians were safe outside of the danger zone. You guys immediately started running over to a corner shop. You saw a button where you saw a good deal of Heartless and multiple sphere-like robots all terrorizing the street. With a great amount of effort, but still somehow able to save the day, you guys were able to take down the Heartless and the robots, in which you discovered that inside the shop was a rift. Just after finishing the batch of enemies, you all decide to seal the rift and quickly take a breather, as boy howdy, that was quite a bit of a workout, even for you. And that is where we are now.
All right.
And also because just kind of figured why the hell not, you all leveled up.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you guys are level 4 now.
Very nice, very nice.
Alright, so you guys are all just kind of taking your quick breather in and around the shop. You guys have just also gotten done sealing the rift. And it's seeming to be a little quiet out. Like you don't really hear. I mean, there's doesn't seem to be really anyone else in the area, civilian-wise, and you can assume that Helen is trying to make sure that everyone else is out of the area. But just as you guys have kind of quickly gathered your breath, you see a dark corridor open up in the street, and the man in and then the guy in the Organization 13 hoodie walks through, and he's like, "Well, I warned you guys. This would be a little bit out. This would be too much for you, but." Of course, I figured that Crystalina wouldn't be exactly the kind of person to uh, follow a warning such as that.
Do we recognize this person, right?
Isui, you do. You recognize this voice and the guy to be Kulsax, so the guy that was talking to the female Keyblade wielder in your vision.
Okay.
However, in this case, as he's approaching you, he's still he has his hood up, whereas you actually got a chance to saw his face in your vision.
Okay. I will sort of just point to him and say, "You know Crystalina? How?"
He chuckles and he goes, "That's for me to know and for you to figure out." But let's just say that the two of us go a ways back, which is one of the reasons why I tried to warn her that this would be out of your guys' league and you should just give up.
Well, you should have known that. You already said this, but this group of people doesn't give up, unfortunately. What do you want from us?
What? I mean, aside from the fact that you guys continue, well, well, to be honest, what I could say and what Mordred and that annoying bastard Vanitas says, you guys keep pushing the scales of balance too much to the light, where things are now starting to go out of havoc. And it's up to us to try and reset those scales. But honestly, at this point, it's almost a cliche line. And to be honest, it kind of gets boring saying the same things over and over.
Well, then, don't. Because you can't turn this around on us. You're not going to paint us as the villains here. We're not trying to tip the scale in favor of light. We're trying to, I mean, just as you claim to do, we're trying to balance it out. But, I mean, clearly you're trying to put an elephant on the darkness side. And that's not how it's going to go down. We can't let you.
He kind of chuckles and he's like, look, I know you guys think you're doing the right thing because you guys are guardians of light, but you guys aren't really seeing the bigger picture here.
I mean,
you guys talked to more. You guys heard what Mordred said.
yeah. But it's not true. Listen, whatever you want from this world, from us, we don't care. We're not going to tip the scales too out of balance. We're going to restore balance and stop you from tipping the scales out of balance. I feel like I just went full circle. You should leave.
Well, I never really was one to really talk much, but I will say that our business here is not yet done. There's still a few things that need to be set into motion. Turns around and starts walking away. And before he completely goes back into the dark corridor, he sort of turns and kind of turns around and he says, "You silly idiots," and then just vanishes.
That fucking creep. Oh, God. I sort of just like facepalm right there on the spot. Just like that guy. I've seen him in my dreams. Not in a weird way, obviously, but I've. The point is, he's creepy, and we should keep our eyes peeled for people just like him.
They'll probably be noticeable.
This is true. This is true.
Yeah. After a few minutes, you see Helen comes back. This time she's looking a little different than her just casual stuff. She's got her super suit on. It's looks like a red and black spandex suit with the eye insignia on the chest, and she's wearing a mask, and she's just kind of like using her stretchiness to just kind of zoom around the place before she lands and kind of walks towards you guys. And she goes, "Well, I managed to get everyone out," and and then she kind of stops, looks at the robots you are fighting, and she kind of goes silent for a bit. She kind of bends over, kind of like tries to pick one up and look at it intently, and it's just like, "Were you guys fighting these things?"
Yeah. And might I just say, Helen, you look incredible.
Thanks, but and she kind of leans to you guys. It's Elastigirl when we're in super
Oh,
hero duty.
right. Right. Sorry. Uh,
It's okay.
so do you know about these things? I mean, this is our first encounter with them.
She nods her head and she's like, "Well, they weren't this small before, but no, that can't be possible. He's dead."
Who's dead?
She kind of gives a sigh, grabs one of the robots, somehow pulls a remote out of her super suit, presses a button, and the car speeds its way over and opens the door. And she's like, "We'll talk about this when we get back to her house. Everyone else is probably going to want to hear this."
That's probably a smart idea. Um,
Yeah.
all right.
So you guys get in the car. You guys zoom your way out of Metroville back to the Parr Estate. Like literally, the car literally has like a rocket attached to the back somehow, and it's just blasting you guys through the streets. You can feel like the inertia just pulling you back on the seats. And then after a bit, it starts to like once you start reaching the outsides of the city, it starts to slow down and transform back into the oh god, what kind of car do the Pars have? I'm just gonna call it like an SUV for now.
Okay.
So it kind of turns back into its sort of SUV type of seating, or actually, I mean, the only thing I can really compare it to, the car disguise mode, is I can only compare it to like maybe a Toyota Highlander kind of size when multiple seats and whatnot. You guys start to slow down. Car transforms as you guys are sitting in it. Helen pulls up to the Parr Estate, pulls into the garage over the plate. You guys get out, doors close, and after a few seconds, Helen comes out of the car, this time dressed once again in her civilian clothes. And you guys make your way inside, where you see Bob, Violet, and Dash all looking at the TV. Bob turns his head and sees you guys, walks up towards Helen. And is like, "Honey, are you all right? We saw what was going on." "I'm fine, Bob, but we got some bigger problems right now." She kind of pulls out the small robot, and Bob looks at it and he's like, "Where did you get that?" "They were on the streets, Bob. Someone was using these along with those heartless things." You Violet just kind of walks up behind Bob and he's like, "You don't think it could be him, could you?" Helen kind of shakes her head and is just like, "No, that's impossible. That's impossible. His jet exploded right over the house."
Um. So, sorry to interrupt, but who is this person you guys are talking about?
They all kind of look to you, and Helen says, "Well, this is going to be a bit of a long story, so I guess y'all may want to sit down for this." She points over to the couches, and you guys sit on one side, the Parr family sits on another, and Helen sets the robot down on the table between you and goes, for a while, there's been a time where supers like us weren't really liked, and a lot of them kind of really started when Bob saved someone who was trying to jump a building, and the guy, Bob, for trying to prevent, as well, there's really no other way to say it, but the guy sued Bob for trying to prevent his suicide.
Oh.
And then a bunch of people in a monorail that Bob saved after the tracks exploded decided to sue for damages, since a good part of them were injured. Next thing you know, a bunch of other supers had a bunch of different lawsuits, and government eventually decided to ban super activity, and all of us had to basically go into hiding.
Oh.
And during that time, there was one person who was basically trying to hunt down supers to further an invention of a robot that could from supers to become the ultimate machine of destruction. Now, this guy who, we don't really know his real name, but, well, his full real name. Back when he was a kid, we knew him as a kid named Buddy, who was head of a fan club for Bob's super alter ego. But after being turned down several times and causing a couple of scenes that led to a couple of villains getting away, and the kid basically turned his heart against supers and eventually became a villain himself, to which he dubbed himself Syndrome.
Syndrome.
Yeah. And it was him who created what we found out to be known as an omnidroid, a giant machine that was supposed to lead Syndrome in a plan of having everyone have technologies. He basically wanted to make himself the hero and then give the technologies that made him seem like a superhero out to the public. So then if everyone was super, there wouldn't really be any normal people out in the public. But before he launched this grandiose plan, he wanted to make sure that his omnidroid was up to the test. And so with each prototype version, he tested it on supers. The last one being Bob, which Syndrome thought if the machine could defeat Mr. Incredible, Bob's super ego, then it'd be the deadliest machine known to man. However, since it was a learning machine, the plan backfired, and the robot eventually decided to defy Syndrome, which led Bob, me, Vi, and Dash having to try and take down the Omnidroid ourselves. And then Syndrome vanished, apparently made his way to our house, tried to steal Jack Jack in hopes of making him a sidekick or something. And that backfired. And he ended up getting sucked into a jet engine.
Oh. Wow. Okay.
And that was the last we ever heard of Syndrome or the Omnidroid until now.
So it sounds like he's definitively gone.
That's, at least that's what we thought. And granted, we've had several other villains in the past, but I don't think any able to try and recreate a small version of Syndrome's Omnidroid. You can kind of see that as Helen is talking, Vi and Dash are still kind of paying attention, but they also are kind of directing their attention. They kind of also are kind of looking towards the TV as well. And after a bit, you kind of see Vi go, Mom, you, and everyone, and they just kind of turn to the TV. You guys turn to the TV, and you guys see a news reporter talking to a man in a man in a suit. But to describe things, describe him simply, he kind of looks like a walking, talking troll doll.
What?
Like a walking, like a human version of a red-haired ginger troll doll. He's got his freaking hairdo that's kind of like spikes moving up. He's got like freckles and shit. And you see that under the banner, and he's got a mask on. He's got this sort of spandex outfit on, and you see under the camera, you see the banner that reads, "Superhero Syndrome returns after cop out battle with," and you see that the interviewer is talking to this man who you guess is Syndrome, and basically the gist of it is he's trying to explain why he disappeared for so long after the battle of the Omnidroid that Helen just mentioned. And you can see in part he's saying that, like, in part he's like yada yada yada, coming up with some sort of big grandiose story, and in part of it he says, but I would have been able to make it on my own without uh, a group of people who were able to keep me in good health and keep me up to date on the things that have been going on. You see Helen immediately turns the TV off, and she's like, no, 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 that can't be right. He's dead. He went through a jet engine. We superheroes have never been. What? You can see that she's baffled, and the kids are confused, and Bob is just. You can see that he's a little furious.
Oh gosh. Well, Miss Parr, uh, we might have, and this might not be completely right, but we might have some idea of who helped nurse him back to health. I mean, because from what you told us, we thought he was gone too, but we might know the identities of these people who have worked to bring him back. Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. Syndrome tried to use the Omnidroid on Metroville before, but it backfired on him. But so why would anyone want to bring him back to reuse a failed experiment?
The thing is, there are these people, I think we've told you about them before, who are interested in... It's a long story, but they are just as interested in wreaking havoc as Syndrome seemingly was. So if their hobbies align, then these people that we may have had encounters with before, it would be in their best interest to revive this man.
Also, hi, Angel.
Hi. I am so sorry I am late.
You're good.
No, you're fine. You want a quick recap on the episode? On what's happened so far today, or?
Yeah. Just really quickly. How long have you guys been playing?
20 minutes?
Really?
Something 20 to half hour, maybe? I don't know.
Okay. Well, yeah,
so basically what... Yeah, so after the events of last episode, you guys decided to take a break. The Organization 13 hoodie guy showed up to basically slightly taunt you all. Vanished. Helen Parr, dressed in her super alter ego Elastigirl, went to see if you guys were okay. Saw the droids that you were fighting. Brought you guys back to the Parr Estate and basically described that the droids were based on a design of Syndromes, a man who was one of the arch nemesis of the Parr family, and probably one of the first that was a nemesis to the entire family. But they all thought he was dead. You guys all just saw in the news that Syndrome is alive, and he's thanking a group of mysterious people for bringing him back.
Oh gosh. We can only guess who that could be. But yeah, awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. So after kind of listening to you, Bob is just like, but it's like Helen said, the Omnidroid didn't listen to Syndrome after a while. It was literally saw him as an enemy after realizing that that he was controlling it. Why would this group of people want to bring back the Omnidroid if it was technically faulty to its master?
Well, these people might have the ability to imbue not only people, but maybe even machines with darkness. And who knows, with such an override like that, it might be possible that such a reprogram exists where it follows Syndrome's orders. I might be wrong, though.
No. After a bit, you can see that both Helen and Bob are shocked, a little bit angry, and about just the idea that Syndrome is alive. And you see kind of Violet just kind of looking at you guys like, so what do we do now? Do we just go up to Syndrome and ask how the hell he's back?
So at this point, Ken is gonna. Okay, well, so we're still at the Parr Estate, right?
Yeah, you're at the Parr Estate.
Okay, so at this point, Ken comes out of the bathroom, and he's been there the entire time, and he overheard everything. And he is going to say, "Well, we're gonna go over there, and we're gonna kick some butt."
I'm about to kick some.
You see Helen kind of looking, is like, even if we did go right up to wherever he is right now, it's not really going to stop whoever he's supporting to make more of these smaller omnidroids to help out these heartless creatures.
There also might be a thing I just thought of, that they might be trying to cut out the middleman. That might be manipulating him into sort of, because they see how useful his omnidroids are, and so they might want to use them for their own will. So that might be a thing.
Maybe. Bob then kind of looks to everyone. He's like, there is someone that might be able to help us, who used to work for him before. And Helen is just like, Bob, nobody knows where she is. She disappeared right after the whole incident with Syndrome and the Omnidroid.
Who is this person?
Helen kind of sighs, not really out of exhaustion, but it sounds like a little more out of annoyance, and she's like, Syndrome had a second in command, someone who helped him figure out where all of the hiding supers were so that he could use them to test the Omnidroid. Her name was Mirage, or at least that's what Bob knew her as, and she eventually realized that what Syndrome was doing was wrong and helped us try and defeat the Omnidroid, but afterwards she was relocated somewhere, and I don't even know where she might be. And even if we did know, Syndrome might also be looking for her too. And then Bob goes, which is why we need to talk to Decker. He was in charge of relocating supers before. He'll probably know where she is. Bob, it's not like we can just dial him up and she'll immediately know. Well, it's better than just sitting around here figuring out what to do while this guy's creating all these mini little omni things.
It probably is a good idea. We can use all the help we can get, honestly. And if she knows how the omnidroids work, she might know a weakness. So I would say we should somehow try and get in contact with her.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh, fuck.
I'm gonna say with advantage, because you kind of also have Bob backing you up on this.
God, okay. Persuasion. I have 3.
Okay.
Damn.
You can see that Helen is majorly annoyed about the idea, but after kind of looking at Bob and everyone else, she just kind of sighs and is like, all right. You guys can get a hold of Decker. I, on the other hand, I'm going to see if Syndrome is trying to make these droids back at his old headquarters on the island. Then you just see Dash is just like, "Oh, can we come too? Can we come too?" And Helen's just like, "No, you guys stay here at the house. And and you can just see Dash and Violet like, oh, come on! We had so much fun back at the island. Yes, but it was also incredibly dangerous. And if it's anything like last time, the two of you shouldn't be out on your own. You guys are going to stay here. You're going to help your father and these guys figure out where your Mirage is, or you guys can go to school tomorrow. Either way, you're staying here. And she starts to walk out of the room.
Isui is just sort of she's doing like the Sora droop next to Violet and Dash. I'm just like, oh man.
Lighten up, guys.
Yeah. You see Helen close the door. Bob goes over to the phone. He sets it onto speakerphone. Punches in a number that he has written on a piece of paper somewhere. Hitch call. Sorry, I'm also kind of eating in the meantime, but it rings for a bit, and then you hear someone pick up, and it sounds like an older man's voice, and it's just like, hello, Decker, it's Bob. Oh, for Christ's sakes, what do you want now, Bob? You know the relocation program's shut down. Yeah, I know. Listen, we need your help. I told you, Bob, I'm retired. The project is shut down. There's not much else I can do for you. No, we don't need to relocate anywhere. We need your help finding a relocated super. You guys kind of hear the line go silent for a bit, and then Decker goes, Bob, you know I can't do that. Even if the project was still going, if the whole super secret identity thing is still comes to play. Even if I could tell you which super was, I can't give you their secret identity. Look, Bob, is one that we've met, and we need to find her. Syndrome is somehow back, and she's the only one that can help us. Syndrome? Oh, Christ, Bob. You're not talking about Mirage, are you? Yes, her. Bob, I wasn't even the one to relocate her. I wouldn't even know where to start. Just use some of your old contacts, please. As a favor. You hear a groan. He's just like, fine. I'll see if I can get into contact with someone, see where she is, but this is the last time you call in a favor like this, Bob. Fine, yes, just see where she is, will you? Line goes dead. Bob goes, well, that's a start. And then go ahead.
Well, it sounds like sounds promising. Sounds like we might be able to get in contact with her then.
Let's hope so. I mean, don't really like the idea that Syndrome's back. I mean, guy probably still has a vendetta on me or something. But look, like, have you been reading my dictionary again, Dad? You don't usually say that. Bob just kind of grumbles and then kind of walks off to another room, closes the door. Violet and Dash kind of look to you guys and is like, so, you guys want to see if we can talk to Syndrome? See what the hell he's doing alive?
Hell yeah, I do.
Alright, cool. Just give us a quick sec. We'll grab our suits and I don't know, with any luck, if we're lucky, he'll probably be in a giant tower with his face on it.
Speaking of suits, how is our suits coming along? How are our suits coming along?
I'm gonna say it's been at least 3 to 6 hours since you guys left Edna's.
Oh, well, oh. It's kind of hard. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, no, it's still technically the same day. But they take a few minutes. They come back out. They're wearing similar suits to what you guys saw. They're wearing super suits that you saw Helen wearing. Red and black, like spandex, with a bit of like a goldish yellow trim. The eye insignia on their chests, and just a couple of black half face masks on them. Just like, all right, let's go see where Syndrome is.
Sounds
Let
good.
us go.
Do not tell your mom that I was the one who said we should do this.
Yes, we are completely invisible as we're doing this. Yep. We let a bunch of kids go and put themselves in danger.
Well,
Yep.
technically, it wasn't
It
wasn't our idea.
No, it
We're
wasn't.
just enablers, you know. There's a difference.
Yeah. I don't know what's worse, the people who came up with the idea or the people who enabled the whole
It's
action
not bad
itself.
We're just coming along for safety.
Exactly.
yes,
Yeah. See,
safety.
she's on my
Okay.
side. Exactly.
All right.
Yeah, sure.
All right. A few hours later, you guys take attack, or no? You guys steal the car. It's turn it back. Dash and Violet somehow are able to turn it back into its superhero / Incredible mode. Yes, if for some reason it's called the Incredible.
Can anyone here drive?
And don't worry about it. You hear Violet says, and then she just kind of goes to the monitor and she says, "Incredible, take us downtown Metroville." You hear a chirp from the car, and headlights turn on, and it starts driving on its own.
Oh my gosh.
This might just be the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah. Yep, voice activated, though it only works for my dad, Lucius, us, and probably our mom, too.
It's awesome, regardless.
All right, so you guys head to downtown Metroville. You guys, I don't know, how you guys want to go through looking for Syndrome?
Well, we can go through literally every single alley and street. I'm just kidding. No, go ahead, Ross.
We're not familiar with this world, so it's not like we'd have a base idea.
I would suggest we could ask around, but not ask around where Syndrome is, because that'd be kind of PTSD, scary. But we can all ask around. Have you guys seen a creepy building with someone's face on it or something like that?
Could be hard to miss.
Sure.
All right. All right. Well, if you guys are going to be going around asking people, I'm going to say you guys can either make a persuasion check or an investigation check.
Who has the highest investigation?
Okay.
It's not me.
I'm having a hard time deciding what.
I have a 1 in investigation and 1 in persuasion.
I have
Oh my God.
3 in persuasion, but I can't.
I have a 0 in investigation and a -1 in persuasion.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
So I guess okay.
Someone can help me persuade, honestly.
Here, what is your persuasion, Carl? Isui?
It's a 3.
A 3 in persuasion? Really?
Yeah.
I'll assist.
Alright, bet. Ken, help me persuade this
Right.
guy.
It does literally nothing. Oh.
Hey, we did it. It's
Okay. Hey, nice. Either one of those works. Okay, so yeah. After kind of talking to a few people in the streets, you guys are directed. You guys are told that Syndrome and some of his new buddies are have a building in uptown Metroville. Big, tall building, has a giant S on it. Really not that hard to miss.
Ah, damn it! You didn't have the face on it.
No, of course it doesn't have the face on it. It's not Trump Towers. Ow.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
Okay, so
I
after
don't even know
the
if he has his head up on his. Sorry. I don't even know
Yeah.
if he has his head on his building.
The one in New York, I don't think he does, but I wouldn't be surprised if that gets changed soon.
Good point. You got it.
All right. So after a little bit, you guys take the Incredible to Uptown Metroville. You guys go to a very tall building. It looks sleek, white. It's like sleek looking with a combination of like white and silver, and on the top, it is actually a giant S.
This can either be Syndrome or Spider-Man. I say out of character. But all right. Well, we found it. So ladies first.
Well, why are you just sitting there, Ken?
You guys are the ones that deal with the evil people. I'm not a Keyblade wielder, so
We
But you are a nice healer, and you do have the ability to like just charge and like blast through everybody because you're a
you're gonna
barbarian.
put the healer in first. What happens if I go down?
Then we all got.
I've
Good point. I
got
guess you.
heals.
Exactly.
Well, here, fine. I guess since everybody, wants, I guess I'll go first.
Okay.
All right.
You
So
guys hold me.
all right. So you guys kind of walk in. Ken, you use as a body shield behind Isui and
great.
Roz.
Hell yeah.
After a little bit, you guys make your way into the hallway, and weirdly enough, it looks like an office building.
Huh.
And you see that there's actually someone at like the front desk. It looks to be a young man of some sorts, and he's like, hello, is there anything that I could do for you?
I got this.
I shove Ken forward.
Okay. I said I was gonna do it. Okay. Don't. I should make you do it now.
Sometimes you need a little shove.
Anyway. Hi. Do you know anybody here named? Okay, wait, really quickly. Sorry. Does anybody here know Syndrome's alter ego name, like his real, like, life name? Violet. Tell us, please.
Well, back when he was a kid, my dad knew him as Buddy, but I mean, wouldn't it just be easier to say it's Syndrome?
No,
I mean,
'cause
the
you
guy
don't wanna
had like
scare
a
people.
But this guy, I mean,
dude. There's a giant S on the top of this building. I don't think he's gonna get scared.
excuse me, good sir.
Okay, no, I got this. Hi. Do you know a person named Syndrome?
The guy at the front desk looks at you and he's like, "Oh, here, Mr. Syndrome. Do you have an appointment?"
Yeah, we are the new henchmen that he hired today, and he was really impressed with our interviews, and so he was like, "All right, come in as a group, and we'll talk about your first assignment." And we were like, "Cool." So we did that, and that's why we're here now.
This is why you guys let me go first.
He's totally gonna believe it. Watch this time.
Roll deception.
Oh, fuck.
By the way, we said those last two lines together, it's like quietly.
Carlos still has to roll deception.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
What do I have in this section? Oh, it's another 3. Okay.
Oh my god.
He believes
Jesus
this.
Christ!
Come
Oh,
on.
Alright.
Jesus.
You see the guy kind of goes to his computer and looks, and he's like, well, I don't see any meetings here on my schedule, but if it was the sudden thing, it wouldn't really have updated for like another couple of hours or so. The system's really annoying like that.
Mhm.
You can take the elevator on the left, just go straight up to the penthouse office. Do you want me to inform Mr. Syndrome that you're here?
Oh, no, not yet. We kind of want to surprise him because we want to show him that we're really good workers and really good minions, and we can do this. We don't need to have him follow us and track us and stuff because we're kind of on our own.
Oh, all right, very well. Like I said, elevator on the left. Just take it up to the penthouse office.
All
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
right. Thank you, my good man, and may your evil be.
Okay. I pull Isui as she's saying that. All right. Let's go.
All right, you guys head to. Actually, wait. Would Isui or Ken even know what an elevator is?
No, we wouldn't. What? Wait, hang on. Would we? No, we just know what stairs are,
there some in
and we hate those.
Garden in question?
All right. I'm just gonna say you guys are following Dash and Violet on this one.
Okay.
Easy. Okay, I'm on the air.
On the
All right, so you guys see actually before you guys head, give me a perception check, all three of you.
Okay.
This one's for nothing bad.
Okay, here, and when we're with this, when we approach Centrum's door, I kind of want to do a thing.
All right.
Damn it! I have a 3 in
Okay.
perception. How did I get an 8? How?
Okay, so Isui and Asta, you guys both notice that as you guys are making your way in, you see Dash kind of run into a place to kind of hide, and Violet just suddenly disappears in a blink of an eye. But as you guys are told that, as the front deskman said that it was at the left elevator, you guys all feel a tug pulling towards a metal sliding door, which, for all things considered, is the elevator doors. You guys then see a flash as Dash is made his way from one hiding spot to one closer to the elevator. You guys can kind of hear in a whispered tone, "Come on!" And you guys can tell it's Violet's voice talking to you, and you guys are just kind of feeling like someone's pulling you towards the elevator doors.
Oh, okay. So then we're just gonna kind of just like go along with it, but like our feet are like scraping across the floor.
Yeah, Ken, you have no idea what the hell's going on. You just feel a tug, you hear a voice, you think it's a ghost.
Look at this floor.
Can focus.
Ah, yes. I'm sorry. I was just fascinated by the flooring here.
Super villain.
Flooring. Okay, good.
You see the doors open to this small, you would guess, room. You guys then feel kind of like something's pushing you in. You see Dash in a flash make his way into the elevator. The doors close, and Violet appears right in front of you as the doors are finally closed.
Oh God! How did you do that disappearing trick?
It's my superpower. I can turn invisible and create kinetic force fields.
That is
Didn't my
so-
mom not tell you this?
No, you will. I mean, she told us about Dash's, but she never told us yours. Maybe it's because she assumed that you would tell us.
Still pretty cool.
And you see her kind of roll her eyes, and she presses a button, and all of a sudden you feel the room just kind of starting to go up.
Holy shit! Oh god!
Guy, and Violet's looking at you, is just like, guys, relax. It's an elevator.
Why does it feel like I'm being pushed down but being pulled up at the same time?
On right now.
What is this?
It's an elevator. It takes you from one floor of a building to another without having to use the stairs.
Have you doomed us to some sort of torment?
An evaporator. Oh my god, I cannot believe it.
Ah, God, we trusted you.
You see, she just kind of rolls her eyes, and Dash is just like, "Are you guys okay?"
No, we've never been in an evaporator before.
We've never looked this afraid.
What is this sorcery?
What have you done?
All right. After a bit, you guys feel it start to slow down and come to a stop. The doors then open to a area. It doesn't. The area of it kind of is like a hallway, and the more you kind of continue down, you see that this looks like just a regular office space. There's really nothing that just kind of screams penthouse office in here.
Okay. So when we approach the doors, I'm gonna look to the group, and I'm just gonna be like, okay, I got this. And then he's gonna kick the door open, and he's gonna be like, hey, Syndrome, I'm here to talk. Okay, I'm here to kick some ass and talk about friendship, and I'm all out of ass.
Like I said, this is just like a regular space. So there's like several doors to kick down.
See, now when Ken got off the elevator, he didn't know that. Like, he thought that the elevator would stop at Syndrome's office. So he just points at nothing.
So you kick the iron door of the elevator?
Yeah. Yes.
All right. I'm gonna say this.
I told you, Ken is not smartest.
I'm gonna say this. Give me an acrobatics check.
God, see if he trips on his back leg as he tries to kick nothing. Oh God. Acrobatics check. Okay, God damn it. Oh yeah, he falls on his ass.
Oh,
no. So you don't really realize that the elevator door can open. So you think you're about to bust this thing down. As you start to kick it, the door opens. You basically kind of fall out. I'm not having you take fall damage. That'd be kind of lame. But you just kind of fall on your ass, and you realize that this is just an empty office floor.
What?
Maybe we should let Isui go first next time.
have we not learned a lesson?
Hang on a second. No one told me about these evaporators. I didn't know they had steel doors.
I walk proudly with my hands on my hips forward, and I'm like, I totally.
Isui, you were thinking this.
Right,
you were thinking the same thing. You've never been in an elevator just as much as I have.
Yes, I have.
And no, you haven't. You make me sit here and look like a fool. No one told me anything.
Yeah, you guys walk. All right, so you guys kind of walk around, and you realize that towards the area of where the elevator doors are like sort of smaller rooms for offices. You got desks, you got bookshelves, you've got files and whatnot. Then a little bit further out, you see that the rest of the floor is filled with cubicles. Just the whole floor is filled with a bunch of walls where, if you kind of look further on top, have smaller desks, like maybe one bookshelf, and a chair and a computer, and there are tons of them. Like there's like there are like other corridors to get down to other some of the cubicles. There's like entryways on like towards the outer sides for some of the cubicles, but they're just almost everywhere in this floor.
Oh God.
Never pictured this as an evil corporate overlord.
Well, what did you have in mind?
Probably evil. Had a couple of superheroes strung up, probably torturing them. Who knows?
You are a grim man. My gosh.
No, I'm not.
I would say you're a dark man, but that's just, I mean, that's...
That's just okay. Okay, Isui. I see what this is about.
I'm
not talking to you for the next 2 seconds.
That's good, because everybody else will. And I shout into the office.
Okay, 2 seconds over.
I shout, you requested evil henchmen?
Just keep it down, fuck God.
Yeah, so Isui, you're just basically shouting out through this office. Surprisingly, it echoes. Your voice echoes as you shout, and you just kind of like, henchmen, men.
You see? No one listens to you.
Ken, just give it like 10 seconds, okay?
It does not take seconds.
I
It
guarantee
does not
you
take
something
10
major
seconds.
is going to happen because you
It
know
does not
why?
take 10
Because
seconds for
no,
people to
listen.
respond.
In 10 seconds, something major is gonna happen because I'm the most helpful person in the group. 1, 2.
Okay, no. First of all, that person will be Asta,
6,
and also 10 seconds have already passed
8,
as soon as you started counting because
9,
we've been arguing for
10.
these past 10 seconds.
I motion to a
It's
random
been
door.
It's been 20 seconds.
Look, Ken,
You
look at the door.
I prove you are wrong twice
Someone's...
over.
No, look. No, I swear. Just look at the door.
What that thing?
Look
Oh
at
wow,
the
that
door.
looks like a wall to me.
I said the door, not the wall. You're focusing on the wrong...
Anyway, Asta, would you like to I don't
Why
know what
don't
to
we
do.
go to the first person we can find and pretend we're lost and ask for
I mean-
this guy's office?
Well, yeah, we kind of are lost. I mean, I don't think we have to pretend. At least I am. I don't know about you guys because I don't know what I don't even know what we're like. I thought this would be like a penthouse.
I have no idea what I'm doing.
Yes. So yeah, we'll go with your idea because Isui's not trying to do anything.
I almost
30
had it. I almost
50
had it.
seconds have
Someone
passed.
almost came out of the door. I promise it almost worked.
50 seconds have
Okay,
happened.
look, you
Anyway,
have
let's
to have faith in
continue.
my plans next time. I punch him in the shoulder.
Alright, so what are you guys gonna do? You're gonna... Yeah, what are you guys gonna do at this point?
We're gonna see if there's anybody here to help us.
And then manipulate.
Alright.
Sure.
You guys walk around the floor. You look at the cubicle areas. You look at some of the bigger office areas. For some reason, there really isn't anyone here. It's empty.
Well, great plan, guys. We found zilch.
Yeah. Well, does this evaporator go up any higher, or is this as high as it goes?
Would you like to find out?
Yes. He's gonna go back to the elevator and check.
You go back to the elevator. You noticed that the doors are closed, and there isn't a panel to open them back up.
Oh.
Okay. So, guys, he calls out to the guy to everybody who's back.
Guys.
So we're kind of lost. And trapped.
Yes.
Can't stop doing that with your mouth.
I'm not.
All of a sudden, you hear a chuckling throughout the air. It doesn't sound like anyone's here. It sounds like it's like being blown through, like going through speakers and whatnot. And then suddenly, the room around you sort of
Yeah.
the room around you sort of glitches as in like sort of like neon-ish flash and whatnot, and suddenly it just looks like you're in a empty room. And as the laughing continues, you see that a screen, like right where the windows would be for like the outside door, you see like a screen start to light up, and a voice was just like, I knew you'd be stupid enough to fall for this. And the screen turns on, and you see Syndrome's face.
Synonym. I knew it was you.
He just he kind of looks around and he's like, okay, well, you guys are at least two of the people I was trying to go for, but not exactly the two I was hoping for.
Oh,
Hi,
yeah.
kids. He kind of says that towards Violet and Dash, and they're just like, oh shit.
Kids, stop cursing.
Let them.
You see Syndrome's just like, see, I was hoping to catch Mr. Incredible and his wife Elastigirl, but, well, I guess you guys will have to do for now.
What are you planning to do?
Well, for one, take revenge on the supers that decide to try and leave me in a freaking jet engine.
That was pretty.
That happened?
Oh, yes, it happened. And I would have almost died if my, but surprisingly, next thing I know, I meet up with a guy in a black hood who just happened to save my life and wants supers to be gone as well.
I don't think he wants supers gone. I don't think that at all.
Perhaps he wants you gone.
Well, he definitely... Please. Like you guys would know any better. You guys literally walked into a trap.
It's okay. Well, listen here. This was all Isui's fault,
the thing
but
you should
also
know is that it was our comrades' direction that led us here.
okay. Don't blame it on the children. That was we. I
No,
mean,
I'm
well,
saying-
yeah, they can. They
That's
can.
my idea.
Mr. Syndrome, sir.
Yap. You guys are all a bunch of whiny kids. See, this is why I wanted to try and catch Mr. Incredible and Elastigirl. At least those two would try and threaten me a little bit, say that they would try and plan to escape. But come on. It's not like they're going to be getting anywhere.
Well, how does this sound? How about I crawl through the screen? Shush, Isui. I crawl through the screen and hang you by your entrails. Just kidding.
Ooh, at least a little graphic. Okay, that's better. But come on. My new buddy has told me quite a bit about you, and to be honest, I don't really understand what he sees in you guys. I mean, he says that you guys are gonna defy my plans to get revenge on the Incredibles, but come on. The fact you guys just fell into this trap. I mean, granted, like I said, I was hoping to catch Mr. Incredible and Elastigirl, but the fact that they're kids, and a bunch of teens that supposedly have giant keys? That doesn't really sound that threatening.
Well, I mean, we don't try to make ourselves sound threatening. But I mean,
No, I mean, at least you're honest.
I would like to say that we are pretty threatening, but you believe what you want. We're much better at showing you rather than telling you.
I feel like we're pretty cool. Yeah, we're pretty awesome.
Well, where I see it, you guys are going to be stuck here for a while, and me and my new friend Kulsax here are going to make sure that the Omnidroids, well, not really the Omnidroids. I honestly like to call them more omnimites. They're a lot more smaller scale than the original product, but once those guys terrorize Metroville for a little bit and they realize that most of the superheroes can't really do much about it and the only one left is Syndrome, they'll look to me as the hero. And then they'll see, and then my original plan can just go back to fruition. Give all of my little gadgets and gizmos to the public, so then if everyone is super, then no one will be. And also, couldn't you imagine the chaos if everyone had gadgets that made them superheroes? I mean, it'd be downright havoc.
Well, you see, just because you get special superpowers doesn't make you a superhero. It's the actions of doing things to be a hero that makes you a superhero. If you're just a person with just superpowers, you're just
Oh,
Adequate.
grown. You know who you sound like right
inadequate.
now? You sound a lot like you sound a lot like that coward. You see, I used to admire superheroes. And don't get me wrong, I was young, naive. I thought that they were the shining light of the city and of the world. But Mr. Incredible showed me otherwise. Heroes don't really care about civilians. They care about their reputation. And and that's one of the reasons why they were banned to begin with, is because superheroes, no matter what powers they get, always have a dark weakness. And if exploited, it'll ruin them to the point where there wouldn't be any more supers.
So Ken kind of hears dark weakness, and he's just freezes a little bit, but then he comes back to his senses and is just like, "Well, what? Okay, so you're calling me a coward? Well, you saying I sound like a coward, but who's the coward hiding behind the screen? Why don't you come out and just face us to see if we're just not a threat? Why don't you come and fight us yourself? Why?
Oh, believe me. Oh, believe me, it'd be more than anything. Well, for one, you guys aren't really much of a threat, in my opinion.
You see, you say that, but you're not really proving that we aren't. Because, like, I mean, if we weren't a threat, you could just crush us right here, right now. Am I correct?
Don't get us.
Oh no,
Am I
could.
correct?
And Oh no, you're wrong. If I was there, I could totally crush you, and even without me being there, I can still crush you.
Do it. Do it.
Well, then come
You
here
see-
and crush us yourself,
If
then.
you have remote options, crush us right now.
Please stop talking.
Do it.
Isui,
She's crying.
calm down.
You know, if I was there, it would definitely give me a good amount of pleasure to crush you and your annoying little banter, especially crushing those two, since they're the kids of the man that I hate. However, I am not here or
Oh.
there per se. In
I
fact,
wonder why.
I'm not even in the city. And you see Dash and Violet just kind of go wide-eyed, and you're just like, oh no.
Well,
What?
guys,
What's wrong?
wait.
If he's,
What do you mean you're not in
if
the
he-
city?
Oh, I mean, after that little introduction back into the public, I left. And I mean, my friends wanted me to still help produce the little omnimites, and I couldn't really well do it there in the city. And you see Violet's just like, oh no, he's back on the island. And Syndrome's just like, bingo, give the girl a lollipop.
But that's where shouldn't we do you guys not have a way to warn your parents?
You say that, and you hear Violet just kind of go like, shut up, and Syndrome's like, oh, so that's where they're headed. I was wondering why they didn't decide to come into this little trap.
Well, no.
Oh, well.
It's the fact that maybe one of the best superheroes in the world should know where they are, just in case.
We just showed some cards to our enemy.
Well, look, kid. You guys have been fun to talk to. I mean, really, you guys make me laugh a little bit. But if what you guys are saying is true, and those little runts' parents are on their way here, well,
Now,
I mean, I'm not entirely surprised, but I will say that there's a couple of things that they will be looking forward to. So all I'm going to say is good luck trying to get out of there and trying to warn them you're not going anywhere. Bye-bye. And the screen just turns off. And Dash is like, I just monologue?
Ken.
crap.
Violet's just like, yeah, no, that seems to be a weakness for everyone. Every supervillain, just the power of monologue.
Oh, what did I just do?
We showed.
And that is where we'll leave
Fuck!
today's session.
Damn it!
Damn. God damn it! Oh!
You know how you tried to bust the door down earlier?
Wait, what?
Yeah.
I might need you to actually